You know what?
Oh, okay. Now I hear
Am I
you.
there?
Yeah,
Who's
now
Morano?
you're there, full blast.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay.
Can I hit record? Is
Yo,
that
it's
okay?
good to see you. It's good to see you.
You look so fresh.
Fresh?
Yeah, you look so good.
Oh, thanks, man. Not so bad yourself. Honestly, I just finished what is it, 7 hours straight shift. So if I
Oh.
look, you know,
No, you always look fresh. May I hit record? Is that okay?
yeah. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like to hit record, so just like naturally we like get into things.
You don't want to miss a beat.
Oh, no, no, yeah, for sure. And then also sometimes like no, I know you're a pro, you're fine, but sometimes like it throws people off. Like if you're like, okay, I'm gonna hit record now, and then they're like, oh, I gotta change who I am. I'm just like, I'm just gonna hit record. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Am
Yeah.
I looking natural? Do I look natural?
No, you look very, very cool, Rob. You look like the
Oh,
same.
thanks. Somebody
How
tell my kid I'm still cool.
I was gonna I was gonna no, I was gonna ask how your family's doing.
Ah, they're terrific, man. Thank you. They're so
Yeah.
good. My son's soccer schedule is seemingly like running our lives right now. So both of them are
Oh,
playing competitive. So but it's great. It's
yeah.
great. They're all
Yeah.
so good. Thank
Um, no, of course. I love seeing when you post because like I miss it's not that like I necessarily miss home, but I miss like
Mhm.
you. I miss like Alex. I miss, that stuff.
Yeah. All the social support network. Uh,
Yes, yeah.
we miss you too, man. We
Oh,
miss you too.
thank
You
you.
know what? I've been guilty of like not completely following women's rugby in the east of the world, but I like it's really nice. I don't even follow national or sorry North American sports, but always. But from whatever you post online, yeah, social media is great like that. It kind of keeps everyone all together, and I see you're
Yeah,
doing great. And I
thank
haven't
you.
seen anything about
Yeah.
things that have historically bothered you. I don't know if anyone knows about your injuries.
Yeah. No, I know. I haven't. I've been pretty good with like yeah, that stuff, the injury stuff. So, but yeah,
Sorry,
no,
it's confidentiality between us. I'm not
no,
supposed to be talking about certain.
no. It's fine. It's fine. It's like it's not crazy or anything. Like I don't
You
mind.
good
But
though? You
yeah,
good?
I'm good. I'm good. Everything's good. I'm in New Zealand right now. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So I'm living. So I've been living. So Japan season finished in February, and then March I went to Sydney. I competed in Sydney, and then in May I came to New Zealand, competed in New Zealand because they have like I don't know what the equivalent would be like like Team Ontario,
right, right,
like
right.
provincial stuff.
Are
So
you competing with other New Zealanders, or are you
yeah,
like Japan?
no. So I can I'm like in the New Zealand competition with like all the New Zealanders and there's some yeah, I don't think there's too many international girls this year. Like maybe like, like Samoa and Tongan like but that's already like that's normal here. But in
Yeah.
terms of like, getting like a French girl or something like that, it's a bit yeah, I think I may have been one of the only for a very small group of us. But anyway, so I'm leaving back to Japan next week, and because the season's starting up over there, so I'm just like,
Right.
I've been in winter for like a year now.
Really?
Yeah, because so it's like right now it's becoming summer in New Zealand.
I'm confused, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I know. For me, it was
Is
confusing
there
too.
Canadian weather wasn't always confusing enough?
Yeah. And then now it's like weird on the other
So,
side of the
so,
world.
so
Yeah.
so the toque's just not a fashion thing then.
Sorry? Oh no, here?
No,
Oh
it's
no,
not a fashion thing. It's
no.
cold.
It's chilly. Yeah,
Chilly, yeah.
it's chilly. And then also my hair is nappy, so you just put you just put it on. You just put
Fair
it
enough.
on.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
but no, but thank you so much for your time. Like I was like, oh, like I really want to speak with Rob, want to catch up, but then too, like I just always like admire how you phrase things. And I know you have experience, there's like people with experience and you feel that they have experience, but then articulating it and then making it something that's enjoyable to like listen to and interact with is also a skill in itself.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
yeah, and you're like good at that. And I was thinking, I was laughing. I'm like, when I was thinking of some questions and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my God, Rob's like the Godfather. Like when I look back, like you're like the guy, you're like the trusted guy, that everybody in the community goes to. You're that guy.
I
Um,
appreciate I'm very grateful to be the guy for some, you know?
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's just who you are. Um, and like seeing you. How you interact with people like aside from there's that like care in your profession and what you do and there's also that like business element and like I think you're just observing how you interact with people was great learning for me even though you weren't like directly mentoring me you're like
Really?
mentoring yeah you were mentoring
That's
me and that
that's that's good. You know, I think that's a habit, that not a habit, but a tendency of humans, you know. We
was
kind of like recognize certain characteristics and attributes of others, be like, I like that. And it's gonna make that a part of mine. Like growing up, you kind of like that until you develop your whole mature persona, right? But
Mhm.
if I had a good influence on you, then I'm happy about that.
No, yeah, you had a great influence. Don't worry, you still do.
Cool. Cool.
Um, I was so like I was wondering, I think it's a good place to start is like um well why I kept coming back to you and why I really resonated with you and why I felt comfortable with you. I think like the athlete relationship, especially as you get higher and higher levels, like you have to see physio. Like you have to see like these people and it becomes your community. Because now you're in the game of longevity if you want a career. You're not just playing to play, like you're playing so you can live. And legacy and all of that. And so like but you also deal with, the community people. And so in general, like what's your sort of approach? What's your like philosophy behind like what you do and how you do things and
Well, I mean, like within different contexts, I think it's important. I think maintenance is important, when you're having your body operate above, reasonable standards, like whatever you guys do, I always say it might not always be good for us, right? So it's important, just like any other job, to find a way to undo what your job does to you, right? Whatever that looks like. If you sat down and let me say your podcasting takes off and you sat down and edited for 8 hours a day, hopefully you do something to undo some of that because the manifestations of the body can just from sitting or it's trying to get good at it. So
Hmm.
just as the wear and tear of a sport. So in some way, I think maintenance is important.
Mm. And I also one thing I really like well because I had 3 knee surgeries and then I came I worked with you for my last one
Right.
because I was prepping to go to Japan. But
Right.
one thing I really liked and I think what part of what made my rehab successful was when I would come in and we'd work together, you're just like approach it like play and like just explore rather than have
Right.
this like very militant regiment. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I actually don't know if that really works for me. Um,
You know what? I actually shifted towards that because
really?
it doesn't work for most. Ideally, like it really depends. We get really deep here, but like some people need, it depends on what personality type you are. If you need regimen, like I'll do that for you because, and that being said, the opposite is true. If someone is not very regimented, it's like just do this.
Mm.
But when it comes to like, especially someone working with like high level athlete like yourself, you're going to adapt really quickly. And when you're in a phase of exercise, you kind of versus a phase of rehab, let's say you're in the phase of rehab, you're going to move fast. So me giving you something to do for 2 to 4 weeks isn't going to cut it.
Mm.
So the progressions can happen quicker, and the exercises week to week don't necessarily have to be the same, but they have some same embedded concepts. And yeah, it just look like play. What does it look like today? What's its tolerance today? Let's play within that and have fun with it.
And yeah, no, I love that. And I loved also too, I remember like you would always explain why we're doing what we're doing. You wouldn't just give me an exercise. But I think if athletes kind of gained a bit of perspective on like why what we're doing is important and how that affects like certain movement patterns, um,
Mhm.
and how that's going to look in terms of progress, I think the process becomes more fun. And it just like, I think if you just have more perspective on any situation, you're more willing.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Uh,
You
yeah.
you I think you had a tremendous amount of self buy-in, right? You were
Mm,
motivated,
mm.
right? So I can't say that's everyone, man. So
No? No, you don't think so?
no, everyone wants to get better, but the thing is that people get just a little bit better and they're like satisfied, I can walk, I can do a couple things and I get back to life, but I think
Mm.
you were after other things.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank
But
you.
no, no, but that's interesting that you say that. So like you obviously have like all types of people come to you, right? And like in terms of, can you tell what type of, I'm sure you can because like you've just been in it for so long, but like right away when you're working with an athlete, their mentality or like what type of athlete they are, like how like can you kind of elaborate on that? I don't have a specific question, but I think from
No,
your
I think I catch you. You can stop me if I don't, but I'll just broaden the scope here and say like let's say an athlete versus a non-athlete.
Mm,
And I have someone who is motivated to get back what they're doing. You have to give a little extra and then be
mm,
willing to give a little extra on top of that
mm,
very soon. Whereas I have to convince certain people to do even just the basics. It's like, it's hard to remain, well, to keep from getting jaded and be like, I'll just treat you, make you feel good and send you on your way. But like, I still will give a little bit, but I know who to give the extra to. You can
mm,
kind of smell and the buy-in, So athletes in general, I'm not saying all of them, but yeah, athletes in general, you kind of if I can be honest, the ones who are putting in the work are going to get an equal amount of energy from me,
mm.
and the ones that don't, well, I'll match that energy also.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, but I mean that makes sense. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that because, w like, just to give people perspective, I mean, you're in straight like from the early morning all the way to the evening, and like I remember, in Canada it becomes dark, daylight savings and stuff like that, and I remember you like coming into your clinic like pulling up and it's dark, and I'm like, oh, Rob's still, he's still going, and so like it's a lot. It's a like every single day, morning till night. And I know you have a team and stuff like that. I know it's your passion. I know it's what you do, but the commitment is there. Like your job is people.
Yeah,
And
it
so
really
that's
is.
yeah, yeah. And so like I always respected that.
I've, yeah.
No, yeah, no, for sure. And just like it's like, oh yeah, this person cares. Um, and in terms, it's interesting because I was thinking like, um, what kind of fascinates me in a way is your adaptability. And so how maybe it kind of ties in a little bit, but with what we were saying before, but like how your role will change, maybe depending on the situation that you're dealing with or the type of person. I think the type of person is really interesting to me. Is
Sure.
there, yeah, something you could elaborate regards to that as well? Something I might not be able to
Well,
think
I don't think I made this up, but like I talk about this with some other friends, some colleagues, and I think it's not always what we learned since we've been like, let's say a chiro or physio, but like everything that happened from 10, 15 years, 20 years prior, and like you're using some of those characteristics. And one of them believe if I can say that I think I'm good at is having a little bit of social chameleonism, so I'm
of.
able to adapt to whomever's in front of me. Maybe it's like, growing up so multicultural, that I can kind of, I don't know, I kind of feel like I can connect with a lot of people, and that has served me well in my profession because, you kind of can say things the way sometimes that the way people need to hear them,
Mhm.
and I've worked a ton of different jobs, Rena, ton
Mhm.
growing up. And it's like giving analogies about a low back to a mom of two that stays at home to a construction worker that, you know what I mean? Like sometimes they gotta, the
Yeah.
analogies are different, but yeah, I think it might come down to like I like people, and I've always liked people, and you kind of just you find a way to connect, and
Mhm.
I guess that served me well.
And like no, you do. It's interesting. Like yeah, you do like people, and like I
I
feel
do. Like you,
yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, and I think that's also why I felt so comfortable with you is like, oh yeah, I like people too. Like this is
Yeah.
somebody I can look up to and like like what we were talking about before, pulling pieces that you
Well,
resonate.
I think out of the group of athletes when I first met you, I think that kind of showed,
Mm,
kind of gravitated to one another's energy. You were really
mm,
open to hearing my advice and some treatment and getting some treatment
mm.
you were yeah, you kind of stuck out amongst those athletes too.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, you just blew my mind because we were doing like regular 90/90s, but I can't remember the adjustment that you taught me because now it's so
Right.
ingrained in what I do. But
Yeah.
it's just a slight adjustment and it changed the entire perspective of the 99. I swear, I'm like,
Sure.
oh my God, this guy knows what he's doing.
Listen, I spent a lot of jaded years in gyms watching. It's just because you're doing that doesn't mean it's doing that, And
Yeah.
it's like, but so it's not always what you're doing, but it's how. So I've nerded out on that stuff.
Mm.
Big time.
Mm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Um, sorry, I'm just looking at my
yeah, hit
notes.
me.
Um, it's cool because you see like a lot of the I was actually talking to my partner the other day and then I was like, like Rob should be for lack of I can't say it any more eloquent, but like you should be a freaking superstar online. Like you should be like if you should be someone that's famous online. If there's like in your world, like the established
Really?
online person, yeah, you should be because
I,
like you
I, I,
but the
I
reason
really,
why is because you're grounded. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not because you're grounded, because you understand things and you're careful with and you're conscious and you care. And it's funny how big you can get just by speaking with a lot of conviction.
you know what? A couple have said that to me before, and my answers is that I have a day job. You know, uh,
Yeah.
But who knows, man? I've like tickled the space a little bit, but I'll be honest with you, call me old school, but I'm an in-person guy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think a lot of on social media what get hooks in
Yeah.
is doesn't allow the full,
Mm,
the full
mm,
explanation. And like I'm a little bit too much of a
mm,
meticulous person to
mm.
kind of just give little doses because there's always someone out there being like, but, because I'm that person. I'm like, but I
Mm.
realize that it's just you don't have time. The attention
Yeah.
span are 10 seconds. You
Yeah.
put that out and it doesn't have the full picture. And anyway, I
Yeah.
just don't want to misinform, but
Yeah,
you
of
know.
course. You're like, no, of course, and I really respect that. And like you kind of notice that with because you're you understand. I think you
Mhm.
understand the full picture and like the responsibility and the consequences and you don't want to mislead people or like and you're
Right.
professional. You're professional. And so sometimes I remember the reason why I bring this up is because I remember you said to me like the goal I was like oh man like I'm sad that I have to leave you and like I'm excited for Japan but like the community is so great and then you're like
Yeah.
but that's the goal right the goal is you don't have to see me again
Yeah.
and can you kind of like elaborate that mindset because I think it makes a
Yeah,
huge
listen,
difference.
at the end of the day, that's my job, right? Is to make you somewhat self-sufficient, right?
Mm,
I don't even know if this is a direct translation, but somewhere in the definition of a doctor is being a teacher. You know what I mean? So, I have to equip you with the know-how
mm,
of getting better and maintaining better.
mm,
So I mean, after that, you should be autonomous, and then, that makes my job easier after when I see you on subsequent visits. But yeah, I really think our there my job is not to hang on to you as a means of work. I think my job is to teach you how to take care of your own. So
mm,
hence the slogan of the practice, right? You got to be your own project. So I want to work together with you collaboratively on your project so that you can go off and just continue to kind of complete it on your own.
No, I love that and it was very like it was very insightful and I was like it kind of gave me peace like oh And then, which sounds funny, but it did give me peace. It was just like, no, it's just a testament of who you are as a person and how you treat people. Um,
I'm glad about that, man, because I know what a kind of a big transition that was for you, you
oh,
know.
thank
So
you. I
very
appreciate
commendable. I'm too much of a grounded suburb Italian boy that needs to stay close to his mom and not move within a 20-kilometer radius of where he grew up.
No,
I really envy the fact that you did what you did, man. And
oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But you know what? Like the cool thing, you say that and like you're really humble and like there's probably some of the truth there, but at the same time it's like you're so good at what you do and you're such like you have this energy like about you that like the people come to you. Do you know what I mean? And like so so you don't have to move, but everyone else will move. Yeah.
fair, fair. I accept that.
You know?
However, and this might be a little bit of a pipe dream,
That's okay.
but I do want to have a Rob like Asian tour. Okay, I got
Oh,
some homies apparently in New Zealand now.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I got some my Hong Kong friends.
Huh?
I got some people in Saudi.
Hmm.
I got some people in Dubai.
Yeah.
And I just like in Thailand. I got some great friends in Thailand. I
Nice.
ambitiously want to do a little Asian tour, and you would be on it.
Oh, thank you. No, you should.
Yeah,
No, I'm like, I think you should. And it's not something that like that would be really cool and unique. And I think I could totally see. I think you're the type of person to do that. And when it happens, I know it'll be ready to happen. You know?
cool,
Yeah. So
cool.
I'm down.
Appreciate
No, no,
that.
I'm down. Yeah, well, I'll probably be in Japan, but like I think that'd be so cool if you're able to do something like that. It would make a lot of sense.
It'd be great. A little bit of, professionally and personally,
Yes.
it would be, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I have a couple more questions. If that's okay. Are you okay with
Hey,
time? Sorry, I know
oh,
I know you.
we're just chilling right now. We're just
All right.
chilling. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Um I'm just reading over the notes. Um yeah, like so obviously so when an athlete well, not obviously, because I guess everyone's different, but sometimes when an athlete comes to you with an injury, and like I know for myself, I was just incredibly beaten down because this is like, I can't believe this is the third time I'm going through the same
Yeah.
surgery. That's like 3 years of my life and like just recovering. Um, so how do you help them through that process, I think, mentally? How do you help them reframe things? How do because your role was incredibly and is incredibly important. You're kind of a safe space, I think. You're very much a safe space for us because
Cool.
we don't have to feel about being judged.
No, absolutely not. Well, I've been injured in the past, so it's
Hmm.
I've been an injured athlete myself, and you kind of until you get taken out of it, you know what I mean, and move past it, you kind of like you don't have that retrospective kind of
Mm-hmm.
sense of like, hey, things are better now. But when you're in the moment and you're injured, you need reassurance and you do need some help to kind of have that focus into the distance. Like, hey, this is what we're gonna do right
Mm-hmm.
now. We start at the beginning. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very grateful now to have a little bit more of a larger team. We did for that reason. I have a sports psychotherapist because I see. Well, listen, I've always kept that at the forefront of my mind, but there's people that do that better than me. So bringing that on is pivotal, but has been pivotal. But yeah, starting at the beginning, and helping you see the end, but really just taking the right steps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, step by step. Like yeah, drawing like a picture, but then also focusing on now.
Yeah. But also you were, and this is not just you, but like day to day,
Mm-hmm.
you have your ups and downs. Some days you came in, you're like, fuck, I got this. You know what I mean? Other days you're just like, and it's like you just kind of balancing that energy shit. I swore again. Anyway,
No,
can I
that's okay.
swear?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're allowed.
Listen, it's just recognizing like who you are energetically that day or
Mm,
emotionally that day,
mm,
and on the days that you are geared up and ready to go, we push a little harder, and on those other days when you're having some other strain,
mm,
adding other strain isn't the right thing to do. It's all together.
mm,
So
mm,
um, you know, just treating the person as a whole, you know?
Mm, mm, mm. Do you think like is it's not really athlete it's kind of more like a business question, but like do you think focus well, I guess like you're so like your business is so much so people like people based, but like how do I word it? Like when you prioritize the person, everything the ducks kind of go in in order,
You like,
sort of.
yeah, yeah, I get you. I get you. And this is another kind of way I've thought about, doing what
Mm,
I do. It's like
mm,
I do my best to be who that person needs me to be at that time, you know.
mm,
And sometimes they need me to be more manual, and obviously, sometimes they need to be more verbal,
mm,
But you just be who they need me to be on that day, and
mm,
that could be like choosing for treatment modalities, everything from exercise to some sort of like, manual technique,
mm,
something just doing what they need on that day, but
mm,
also being exactly who they need me to be. Sometimes,
mm, mm,
you gotta listen more. Sometimes you gotta say more. Sometimes you
mm,
do, and sometimes you do more. So,
mm,
uh, that's important to kind of, um, be present and not get into like, I'm not going to call it a groove, but like
mhm.
mundanely kind of just operate, but stay on your toes and just think.
Um, do you think because you've just seen so much stuff, like I'm sure crazy stuff and not so crazy stuff, like it's probably had an effect on your psyche, Like do you through this like have you found who not found who you are, but you realize things about yourself, kind of like I know you like you're helping people, but probably in a way they're also helping you as well through all these interactions and experiences.
So funny you say it like that. I actually, again, I had some interesting thoughts as we'll go back to like our global shutdown during that period
Mm,
and being off for a couple weeks and realizing, shit, I think I needed these people more than need me on some days,
mm,
like I
mm,
really do thrive off these social interactions, whether they be like, hey, this guy's come, these people come to see a doctor or not, but like I really missed all of you,
mm,
and
yeah.
but when things are on and going and I have busy days, I will admittingly take every single person home with me, okay?
Mm.
Figuratively, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
they stay with me, and that's been something I learned about myself. I had to kind of tender, right?
Mm,
Because yeah, you're right. I've seen some stuff,
mm,
some not so good stuff. You have a lot of good outcomes, right? But then there's other things that's like, hey, um, you should investigate this. This may not work out so well,
mm,
and yeah, they do stay with you, but
mm, mm.
if I could tell a quick story,
Yeah.
you know, I had this one of my sons, he was very like, sick. It was more so fluish, but like a little bit worse than the flu at the time. But we need to go to sick kids and there's this medical doctor that I saw. I don't know if she was an intern, but she was young. But she had to deliver some hard facts to me at the moment, and she sat there with her head on a slight tilt and with a softness in her voice, delivered straight facts. And I never forgot that because she gave me hard facts,
Mm.
but like it was compassionate and considerate and like, anyway, so I really, really that person changed me kind of professionally too. And you
Mm.
know, yeah, I just quick story about, just
Yeah.
uh, never forget that moment. I learned a lot from her,
That's all. No, but that's awesome though. It like, yeah, no, that's awesome. So wait, so what were you kind of like prior then, prior to that moment, prior to that learning?
Prior to that, it's just like you don't you could be afraid to pull the trigger, right?
Hmm.
So people come to you with some symptoms. You're like, man, it really could be this. And it's
Mm,
like, that's bad news. Should I even say that? I'm gonna make them worry,
mm,
or should I tell them exactly what I think? and
Mm.
it's sometimes like it's hard to pull that trigger, so I think if you do things in a certain way, you can be genuine and still be, I don't want to call it positive, but like you,
Mm.
you can still maintain a little bit of hope.
Mhm.
I think hope's important. And you investigate, and usually a little bit of a side, um an aside that I provide is like, we're going to investigate to find out what's not there, not to find out what's there,
Mm.
because then if we find out what's not there, we're good to go and we'll just keep moving forward.
Mm.
But um,
Mm.
at the end of the day, gratefully, I'm not usually the one has to deliver the hardest news. There are some
Yeah.
heroes out there that see this stuff every day, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, like, no, that's awesome. And like, just again, like how you do this thing when you communicate and how you view things. It's like if there's a common thread or like a common saying, for example, you just flip it to the other side.
Hmm.
If that makes sense.
Did
Like
I do
find
that?
out.
Did I
Yeah,
do it
you do that.
again? Or-
No, you do
I
that
didn't
all
know
the
I
time.
did.
It's really good. And I'm making it conscious now. I'm making it
Oh, cool,
conscious now.
man. Cool. I guess
Yeah.
I guess we should all be aware of the stuff we do well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Let me
it's
know when I do
dope.
it again so I can be aware
Yeah,
of it.
my bad, my bad. No, but it's like it's dope. Like I love that
Yeah.
so much because it's the same thing, but it's not. Um um
Same, but different.
same but different. Just a couple more questions. So do you
Yeah.
think so has your sort of as you've been in this and for a long time, like has your why sort of and your purpose sort of evolved? Because I noticed for myself, I mean, even being in sport, I mean, doing this since I was 9, and it's obviously evolved. And figuring
Yeah.
out why I'm actually doing what I'm doing, um,
Yeah.
it's starting to come to me. It's like, oh, I didn't realize that, but yeah, it's not necessarily about the love of the game for me. I think it's more.
It's a journey, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Right.
is.
So you don't know where the path is going to turn. Obviously, I got into this very superficially at the beginning because I was like, well, I don't like sitting at a desk and I really like science and I like training people and maybe I can like use my love for hanging out with people to kind of do athletic stuff and like, whatever, right? It definitely has evolved and I'm looking to, obviously we're always trying to leverage ourselves and diversify. So you mentioned a few things that I think, sometimes I have a unique way of saying things,
Mhm.
right? And I think I'd like to do that in a larger forum. And
Mhm.
I've slowly in the last few years have started to see myself as somewhat of an educator. So I started off as a practitioner and never thought I'd own a business,
Mhm.
own a practice. And now with some help, obviously, I've owned two. And
Mhm.
it's like, now I'm at the point where I can kind of pull people with me, and if I'm gonna get my message out and what I've learned and stuff, like I really like the fact that on a day-to-day basis, I can do that with like 12, 14, 16 people. But if I get that many people in a room at the same time, I can deliver it faster. So
Mhm.
and not just that, it's if I deliver that to other people who are in the position that I am in, then we can deliver that even more so. And
Yeah, 100%.
that's how I'm looking at it. So I really do love working with athletes and um, trainers and coaches, and specifically, they are what I consider, if we were to look at a war context, they are the front line. You
Mm,
strengthen the front line. They're often the people that see um, you guys first.
mm, mm.
And if they are able to do certain things, maybe that never gets to me.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
teach them how to prepare their bodies and do
yeah.
things in a right way. So
Mm,
uh not sure how I landed on this, but essentially, yeah, like I really do see things differently. And
mm,
my profession, as much as I love it, like I'm looking to diversify
mm,
myself and do a little bit of that, but you
mm,
know,
mm.
see where it takes me.
No, but
Maybe Asia,
maybe I know you're leaning into Asia. Come to
you
Japan.
know?
Yeah, come to Japan. I think you fit in. Everyone would love you.
Oh, I hope so,
Yeah,
man.
they
I
might
hope
be
so.
wanting to like touch your beard,
That's
like
okay.
in
That's
Japan.
okay.
They might be
That's it.
like, whoa.
I've never been exotic before. That'd be great.
Yeah. That's an interesting point. Yeah. Because when yeah, I've been called exotic too. I'm like, how? Like, not really.
Well,
Um,
yeah, it's something.
yeah. Have last thing like I like to ask people is like, is there a question or a topic that um you've never been asked or you don't really get asked that you wish you were asked? Or like a certain or kind of like open floor really or an insight recently or something that's really important to you or
Hmm. Gosh, that's on the spot.
oh that's okay you
Um,
take your time. I know it's on the
yeah.
spot. I know it's on the spot.
So
I know
repeat
it's
the
on the spot.
question. Let's dig a little deep into the brain. So repeat the question.
So it's either it can go a couple ways, but is there a question that you haven't been asked that you wish you were that you wish you were asked or something that you don't really get asked often or maybe something that like an
Oh,
insight that you've had recently.
this is a great opportunity to be insightful and have a punchline, and I'm drawing a blank, you know.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, I really think that's an excellent question to ask someone. I really think it takes some some introspect,
Mm.
I've been asked like why I do what I do,
Yeah, of course.
you know, um, gosh, that's an excellent question. And I
Thank
swear to
you.
you, if I had an evening to try chew on
Oh,
it, I
that's
would.
okay. Sorry, my bad. I know.
Oh,
It's
I'm
like,
not uncomfortable at all. I love
no,
it.
I
It's
know.
actually really a great question, but I'd have to sit with that. Yeah.
That's
I'd love
okay.
to I would love to make some shit up for you. It's just not my style, you know?
That's okay. No, that's fine. I mean, you can even shoot me a text later, if something comes up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I would just love to hear it in general because I think sometimes, you'd be in an interview and like I know I asked you some like generic questions, but it's I feel like I don't like the generic stuff to be honest, but I think like for the audience, like to get a bit of, the base and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, of course.
Um,
I think everything like when we cut it up, I don't see a recording of how much time here, but like if we just cut it up, we don't know just time passes and the goods come out, I
yeah.
think you and I have very similar interests,
Mm.
right? A similar openness. I think it's just run the conversation, the topics will align.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, but
Um,
I
oh,
think
sorry.
there's gonna need more coffee and maybe some mushrooms for that introspection.
Yeah. Maybe when I retire, the mushroom
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe I still have to have
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that logo on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You don't want to ruin you have your agent call you,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't
Uh,
want yeah, on the fucking yeah, that's dangerous.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
okay. Maybe after the Olympics.
yeah. You
Um,
doing the Olympics?
well, so my new goal is so 2029 is the Women's World Cup for rugby, so that's 15s. But 2028 that's like flag football. So,
Really?
yeah,
Is
flag
that the
football.
first time the sport's been in?
Yeah, so it's official because it's being hosted in LA, the next Olympics. And then it's America, so they chose football as their sport.
Wow,
Um,
that's
yeah,
so
so hmm?
they won't do actually equipment football, so
No,
do
no, no. They'll do flag. Yeah, not enough people. Like that would be so hard to organize, I think.
yeah, sure.
Um, but yeah, so that's like my new goal now, and it's gonna be tough, to manage rugby and flag. But I think if I can do it, like nobody else can. I'm just nobody like like to be a dual sport player like that would be awesome, especially in the market of Japan.
Yeah.
Um, it would be
Find that
very.
like the sports have enough overlap that you
Yep.
don't feel like you're learning a new thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So it's exciting, but that's the new goal. But yeah, I
Very
know. Thank
cool.
you. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm just gonna stop the recording, but just
All
don't
right.
go.
Yeah.
Recording stopped. Okay.